Hello and welcome back to the W Basketball Show. I'm your host Lucas. Joining me this week is Bonnie. Oh, actually, wait, let's restart that. Is it Bonnie Deas or Bonnie Diaz? Because I've heard both.
Days.
Deas. Okay.
Yeah,
Does
it's
it
days.
infuriate you when you hear Diaz?
It honestly doesn't, but like the amount
Okay.
of times I've been asked like this past year, like it's been crazy. But yeah, no, it's just days.
Yeah. Okay.
It doesn't mind me at all.
Okay. Cool. All right. Well, actually, I'm going to go with that as the intro. Bonnie Deas, welcome to the show. How you going today?
Yeah, I'm going really well, thanks.
Yeah. Awesome. What basketball are you watching right now, or what do you have your eyes on? Is it Eurovision?
Honestly, I haven't really been watching much.
Oh no shit.
Just honestly, just TikTok clips of basketball. That's about it, honestly.
Oh, yeah, good. That's your
My brother
film
has the
sessions.
NBA on every now and then, and I'll have a bit of a look. But yeah, no, not really watching too much basketball.
Oh, no way. Are you watching NBL one?
Oh yeah, I do watch a bit of NBL one. I watch my friends' NBL one
Yeah.
games, but yeah.
How do you feel about this NBL one season? Looking at your stats, looking pretty good. Some of those numbers, 30-point games, pretty good. But what's that like that switch going from actually what's the switch first going from NBL one and juniors into the WNBL, like in terms of physicality and pace and stuff like that?
Yeah, wow, that's a good question. I think yeah, going from juniors to NBL one, when I was at the COE, it was definitely different physicality wise and pace. First started off in NBL one East. Um, it was definitely physicality, speed, and just having to think a lot more in like the high pressure situations, and then that just got elevated to a whole nother level in the WNBL. Um, you having to always guard someone that was like a threat in the WNBL. Like you couldn't underestimate anyone, obviously. So I think that was the biggest jump there.
Yeah. Something I always think about as well, um, is like the difference between an open shot. Like, does that change
Yeah,
like dramatically when you jump up like that many levels?
100%. Yeah. Now that I'm looking at it and thinking about it, in the WNBL, there was not many shots that were open, like open
Yeah.
shots. Like you had someone closing you out, as that's the standard. So I guess in the NBL one, you get a bit more open shots, but now that I think about it, it's not many open shots in the WNBL.
Yeah, and do you find that difference now, going from WNBL season to NBL one season? Do you feel the difference in like open looks and speed of the game and pace? Do you compare that to the WNBL season or last NBL one season?
Yeah, I think I'm getting like a lot more shots off in this NBL one season, and I think a lot of them are open. I'm not necessarily making them, but I'm getting a lot more shots from different positions as I'm playing like a different position to what I was in the WNBL. Um, but yeah, I don't know if that really answers your question, but
Yeah, yeah. Um, Back on TikTok and stuff like that. I didn't actually send you this, but you were tagged in a video from Baseline Hoops. I don't know if you recall. This was years ago, maybe 2 years ago,
okay.
or actually three. And it was one of those like Bonnie Deas is the nation's best killer or whatever, whatever they caption it. Growing up with or being part of a generation that had like so much social media, what's that like? Because you would have been I think 15 at the time that you got tagged in that. What's that like to kind of like enjoy being noticed like that, but also be like, this is kind of weird? Or what was your experience with it?
Yeah, I think I've never actually been asked this question before. Yeah, during that time, it was kind of just like after COVID, it was at the start of like 2022. And there was a lot of accounts, especially like Baseline Hoops, that were kind of um, on the up and coming as like the biggest, social media account for basketball coverage, Australia wise. And yeah, they were showcasing a lot of boys. And then, yeah, one time they pulled up to our game, and I think it was the Australian day tournament or something. And yeah, I got on baseline, and it was kind of abnormal for a girl to get on baseline during this time. It was, a lot of boys. So I definitely, at school, a lot of people were calling me like baseline Bonnie and all that. And it was kind of cool to get coverage. It was kind of cool to get coverage as a girl. And then, yeah, they started, filming a lot more girls. And I think, when you'd see people pull up to your games with cameras, it kind of, added a bit more pressure. And a lot of people started to pull out, some crazy moves out of their bag that you'd never seen before. But No, I think it's been really cool being a part of the generation, because I think it's definitely helped with, college scouts. As being internationals, it's hard to get noticed by colleges. So having the film and people coming to film you and expose it on social media, I think it definitely helps. And there's so many accounts out there now that are helping kids get noticed and filming them, and it's really helping with their like recruitment and stuff like that.
Did that help you with your recruitment?
I definitely think it did, because I'd have like college like coaches reply to my stories when I'd repost them, and
Oh.
they could see me and what I was doing, because they're not going to be following my games on Saturday night, because they don't get videoed. So when
Mm.
Baseline Hoops were doing videos, I think that was really helpful for me anyway. So
Yeah, there you go. And you are about to start college, so you've been playing on, you'll have like 3 or 4 teams under your belt in the space of 12 months. First of all, how old were you when you found out that it was pronounced Arkansas and not Arkansas? Actually, that's the first question because me and my brother call it Arkansas for. I mean, I was way too old. I'm not going to admit how old I was.
well, when I like first saw them like text me on WhatsApp, I said Arkansas, and I don't know if I said it on the Zoom or not when I was first with them, but I made sure I knew how to pronounce it, because I think I was like saying it to my dad, and he was like Arkansas, like he'd just never heard of it, and then I think he like corrected me, so I made sure that in the Zoom I was not pronouncing it like wrong.
Yeah, yeah, nice. And the Arkansas Razorbacks, the Hogs, did in terms of the college recruitment process, was it mainly teams getting in touch with you, or was it vice versa?
Yeah, through the college recruitment process, it was mainly teams reaching out to me, whether it was Instagram, WhatsApp. Somehow they'd get my number. Um, yeah, and it generally be after like big tournaments. So like
Mm,
after my NBA Global Academy games, after Asia Cup, that were kind of like the big periods, and under 20 nationals were the big periods when a lot of colleges would reach out to me and text me. And then it was just about building a relationship from there.
mm. That US was that the top 40
Yeah,
game on
that was BWB.
yeah.
Yes, that was
Um
basketball orders.
yeah. So could we just like build a little bit of a timeline as well of your last let's say from when the Sydney Flames started or when you got onto their radar all the way up until now, like what was happening in behind the scenes and stuff like that?
With college or like with
College, WNBL, and then also like yeah, returning to Frankston for the NBL one season because it seems like it's a lot to juggle.
yeah, no, I was getting very stressed. So I went on my college visits just before I'd moved to Sydney. Um and yeah, that was an incredible experience, and I gave myself about a week and a half to decide like what I wanted to do and where I wanted to go for college. So I was deciding that whilst I was at Sydney, whilst also trying to unpack everything and kind of, get in the rhythm with training and stuff like that. So that was a stressful time. I was also doing exams for year 12. So I had a lot going on there. But then, after that kind of December, after having formal graduation, it was kind of a clean slate from there. So just everything was kind of focused on WNBL December onwards. And then, I kind of knew I was always going to sign with Frankston. I always wanted to go back there after leaving for the COE back in 2022. And then I had a little bit of a issue with my college. Obviously, my coach resigned that I had originally committed with, so they got a new coach, and I've decided to stay with Arkansas as a that stressful. But no, I figured it all out, and that's kind of and then I'm back here, moved here in March, back home, and then been playing for Frankston since.
Yeah.
So
God, that's a lot of change.
yeah.
That's also insane to hear that someone had formal in graduation 6 months ago and they're a professional basketballer. That's insane. Did you have like mates at school that had part-time jobs and then your part-time job was like being a pro hooper and one of your coworkers was an Olympian? What was that like when you guys were like talking about how work was?
Well, at the time, because when I'd moved to Sydney, I was like doing school, like in school. And when we went
Mm,
to Lake G, obviously all the COE kids were there. So it was like, everyone was kind of in the same boat. We're all pro, like
mm,
not pro athletes, but elite athletes. So I mean, yeah, it was pretty cool being able to just, do exams in Sydney and, have an Olympians as your teammates.
That's insane, man. The in terms of going to Arkansas now,
Yeah.
you've had all this like jumping around. You've got, a new home every 3 months.
Yeah.
What's like the yearly cycle going to be like with Arkansas? Can you play in international competitions? Can you return for training camps, NBL one games? Like, what's that kind of look like?
Yeah, my coach was pretty open to me going back to my commitments with Australia, and I kind of made that clear as well that Australia is one of my biggest priorities, and I want to still be a part of like the programs and the camps that go on. But yeah, no, I like to think of myself as a pretty loyal person. So like when I commit to something, like I'm committed, and I don't look at it as a 1 year, like as a 4 year for Arkansas,
Hmm.
um, just like I have with Blues and everything. So yeah.
Yeah, can you come back for NBL one stuff and WNBL stuff, or is that not a no-go?
No. Yeah, that's a no-go, I think. I don't know what the rules are, but the NCAA rules are just all so complicated. I don't even
Yeah.
have my head wrapped around it yet. But from what I know, I don't think that's allowed to do that.
Yeah, I also just realized they're going on at the same time, so it'd be pretty
Yeah.
hard to get
Yeah.
to each game. How do you feel about your like life and basketball right now? Like, what are some of your goals, basketball and non-basketball related? Because yeah, you're at a great position right now. You've already been a professional basketball player. What do you view like the next few years of your life like? Or maybe even like if you look at the end of your career, what are you hoping to say, I did this, I was this sort of teammate? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great question. I think I definitely want to represent Australia in the Olympics. Like that would just be insane to go to the Olympics and be representing your country, especially in 2032. That's like my big goal.
Mm,
It'll be in Brisbane, around family or in Australia. That would be really extremely special. So that's definitely one of my goals. Also want to go to the WNBA, get drafted. That'd be really cool. And yeah, I really want to have a taste of the EuroLeague and
mm.
get to travel and use basketball as travel as well because it's pretty special like to be able to play basketball and get to travel. So yeah, that's some of my goals.
Yeah, do you have a few things on that? Do you have any European countries that you want to play in or visit or yeah, use basketball to go to?
Or like any countries I want to go to play in, is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, to play in Europe.
Ooh, I don't know. I honestly just want to explore everywhere. Like
Mm,
I love being around new things and new people and just exploring. So I haven't really have like one specific area I want to visit, but honestly, like I do want to visit it all.
yeah, nice. Um, and is there much like when you were getting recruited by Arkansas, was there a lot of chat about, previous WNBA players that they've had? Because I was looking on the website today and the list, there's like 20 or so players on the list. But yeah, was that part of your discussions?
It was with my old coach, Coach Neighbors. He coached Kelsey Plum, which was pretty cool at
Mm,
Washington. So that was pretty cool. But no, I haven't spoke too much to Coach Music, my new coach at Arkansas, about that. But
mm.
yeah, they've been a pretty successful program in the past. So
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And in terms of representing Australia at the 2032 Olympics, that I don't know if you've done the maths about it, but that puts you like right in your basketball prime.
yeah,
Is that something that you're kind of like, that kind of worked out pretty well?
yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, like that's always kind of 2028. I think that's very I think out of reach for me, but 2032, yeah, that's a kind of like a prime time, hopefully, that I'd be able to compete at the Olympics.
Yeah, and I also feel like the way that the Opals works is like who's getting into the Opals on their first try, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The NBA moves so quickly these days, it's hard to keep up. Shams and Woj are breaking stories left and right, but the Quick Time Out is right there with them to keep you informed on the latest NBA news. Stop in and let us break it down as it happens. Find the Quick Time Out on the Deep 2 Podcast Network.
And we're back.
That's all good.
uh, Coming back home, and back to that WNBL season you just had. Um, what was your role? No, what was your role with the Future Flames actually?
Oh, I wasn't a part of the Future Flames. I was
Ah,
yeah, I didn't do that the Perth
the Hoops
hoops.
Fest, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't do that because I was on my college visits. So I was meant to,
Oh,
but yeah, the timing just didn't work out there.
yeah. So what was the like involvement with the Future Flames and the Sydney Flames during the season? Was there much overlap?
Yeah, we had a few girls that were in that team. They were like our training players, and then
Mm,
Carla and Caitlin, they were part of our team. Um, so yeah, like we got to see and train with them a lot, and they're all really talented players. So it was pretty cool that Sydney have a Future Flames program for people to, train with the Flames. I think it's really cool that they're doing that.
yeah. Did Piper Anderson play with the Sydney Flames at the end of last season?
Yeah, she was our DP as well as Caitlin Martin.
Ah, okay, there you go. Um, and okay, so your role with the Sydney Flames, what was it like, before the season, discussing with Guy or whoever you were talking to at the club, and kind of how did it develop throughout the game? Because throughout the season, sorry, because if you look at your box scores lined up, none of them look the same. Like it's always come in, Bonnie, do this, come in, Bonnie, do that. So yeah, how did that develop?
Yeah, well, initial call, yeah, with Guy, and like my thoughts for the start of the season, I did not expect to, really be touching the court. Like I thought, I was going to be a 10th man, like, play my role and just really develop at training and learn and soak as much up as I could from the girls. But, we had a lot of injuries, unfortunately. And although, yeah, that really helped me with my ability to be able to go on the floor and play. And yeah, no, my role was basically to just be a hustle defender, dog the ball up the court, and
Mm.
either tag like Sammy Whitcomb, which is crazy to still even think about, like, and play against her. And yeah, just run the corners and yeah, just shoot the corner three, really.
Yeah. What's it like to come up against someone like Sammy Whitcomb?
Yeah, it was honestly incredible. Like she's so hard to guard. I was literally just told to, face guard her the whole game, and she was still shooting threes in my face, running me off screens, and yeah, no, she's an absolute beast, and definitely someone I look up to and idolize.
Yeah, true. Do you have plays that you model your game after? Kind of more in terms of play style than anything else.
No, I never really have modeled my game after anyone, but I do like look up to Sammy Whitcomb and Steph Reed. I just think they're so unbelievably hard workers
Mm.
on and off the court and great people. So yeah, those two are definitely people I look up to.
Yeah, when you're at this stage of your career, do you feel like are you aware of like is there stuff in your game that you want to iron out and like is there stuff that you want to add to your game?
Yeah, I want to be a lot more dominant off on ball screens. With Frankston, I'm playing a point guard at the moment.
Mm.
I'm injured at the moment, but yeah, I'm playing a point guard, and I've never actually played a full season of point guard, and I've realized that like I need to come better at coming off on ball screens, and yeah, so that's something I'm definitely wanting to be better at, and just um, yeah, I want to be better at reading the help defense and like creating for others. That's definitely something I can improve in my game. And my shooting is honestly very off at the moment. So want to also, continue to work on that.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of Steph Reed and Sammy Whitcomb in that as well.
Yeah.
In terms of coming off screens, you like want to come off screens and be do you want to like improve your scoring or playmaking or a bit of both?
Yeah, a bit of everything. I think I'm not very good at reading the help defense, like the split line. And I think if I want to be at the next level, I'm better at that. And, and that comes with then facilitating and whether I can score or pass.
Yeah, well, hopefully none of your opposing coaches are listening to this.
I
What
hope
do you
not.
do you know what role you're going to be playing with the with Arkansas and if any of that will be point?
Yeah, I listed myself as like a combo guard. Like that's how I like kind of said in the recruiting process. But
Mm.
yeah, Kelsey Music, I think she said that I'm going to be playing mostly a two, maybe a little bit of a one, but yeah, mostly two, which I'm happy with.
Yeah. Do you know much about the team and what you're walking into? And like, I don't know, just I might be so wrong here, but my view on like a college team is that there's so many different dynamics. Like you got kids coming out of high school, you got players that are about to declare for a WNBA draft. Um, what's your do you know what you're walking into in that sense?
Well, yeah, well, I did originally because, before the transfer portal became crazy.
Mm,
But yeah, we had a lot of transfers, a lot of people leave, a lot of people come in. The two people that signed with me originally last year with the old coach, they stayed. We have a lot of internationals. We have a couple coming from Kelsey's old school, music's old school. Yeah, honestly, not really. I don't, but like I'm excited to see everyone
mm.
in August when I leave. But yeah, I'm gonna be the last one coming in because a lot of them are doing summer school. But I've obviously committed to staying at Frankston doing NBL one and hopefully the World Cup as well. So yeah.
Oh, true. God damn, man. Whenever KD made that tweet or that merch, the basketball never stops merch, the more and more I like cover
Yeah,
basketball. It's like, God, he's
there's no
actually
off
so right.
season.
Yeah.
No off season at all.
Um, yeah, so yeah, you're focusing on your NBL one stuff. You've just played in a WNBL season. What's it like to go from professional basketball to college basketball? Like, what's the preparation in that like? And also, do you have people that you've spoken to for guidance on that?
Yeah, Tyler Robinson, he's given me a lot of advice regarding college. Like we sat down the other day and he, really told me a lot of advice and just to really soak it up and learn as much as you can and that it's just a really great experience. And yeah, I think with regarding to the college preparation, my coach was just happy with me playing a lot of NBL one games. She just me playing heaps and so I think just playing heaps, learning heaps, getting to play with Lou Brown and Lauren Scherf. I think that's just
Mm,
incredible. Two great bigs, and they're helping me out a lot with things. So yeah.
mm. Do you have a timeline for return?
Sorry,
Do you have a timeline for return?
like when I come back from college,
From injury.
injury. Yes, it will be around like I think mid-June.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So it's
Okay.
it's fresh. It only happened last week.
Yeah. And then you got another 2 months, and then you're heading to the States. Is it going to be like 4 years straight of living on campus, or will you have time to kind of spend some time in Australia?
Yeah, so that's a good question. Yeah, we spend about it really depends on the coach, and I haven't fully clarified it with her yet. But I think we do. The season is like from November till like March. But we do like pre-season for August to November and then March. So I think we get like 2 months off, which is
Mm,
between March and May. So which is pretty cool because then I get to see family. I think there's also a little bit of a Christmas break.
mm.
Yeah, I don't really know how they run things there, but I know I definitely do get to go home at least twice a year, I think.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, so you get
Yeah.
the deep the middle of the heat in summer, and then pretty nice weather in March and April.
Yeah.
Um, and oh yeah, and then what's the uni like the class side of things? Like how does that work? When's that start and end?
So that starts in August. So I have to be there on a specific date to be there for the classes. They're very strict with that.
Mm,
But yeah, no, the uni's really nice. Very hilly. Apparently, a lot of the girls are always asking for lifts everywhere because it's just like really hilly.
mm.
But yeah, no, I'm excited to kind of study again because I don't know if I'd say excited, but I'm excited for my brain to start working again because like I've not done any like work since November last year with like my exams. So I don't know how I'm gonna go. I've kind of basically had a gap year, but yeah,
Yeah,
it'll be a shock for me again to be
yeah,
studying.
nice. So will you be able to drive when you're over there?
Well, I don't think so. I only just got my P's over here.
Mm,
Um, and because it's not like a full license, it doesn't like transfer over to America. So I think I'd have to get my license again. If I got my American license, it'd translate over to a full license in Australia.
right,
That's my
interesting.
understanding anyway. Yeah. So I actually wouldn't like I'd have to redo my license over there to actually be driving on their road.
Yeah, true. Man, how does it feel that you're like about to live in America? Is that weird?
Yeah, I'm not prepared for the food side of things. I've
Oh,
like been told a lot about like the food over there, and it's not like their fruit and veg. It just isn't as fresh as ours over here. So, and I'm a foodie. Like I love food, love fresh food. Um, so yeah, that will definitely be like a shock. I reckon I'll definitely go through a fat phase over there. But yeah, no, I think yeah, it will be definitely a very different experience. I really enjoyed the town Fayetteville, which is where Arkansas is, the
Mm,
university. I felt really safe, and yeah, it was just a really really nice small town. Lot of stores. It's very country. I wouldn't classify myself as a country girl, but I'm definitely open to being a country girl, I guess. But no, I'm pretty excited.
country girl adjacent. You're Balkan, Bonnie. You're not having a fat face. You're Balkan.
Yeah, yeah, just Vulcan, just getting some gains.
I've always had the like on my bucket list is to do a trip from the east coast to the west coast of the States or vice versa,
Yeah,
and have like one local meal every day and then one junk food meal every day, and then just like probably go in like around this time of the year. Oh, or maybe like October and just like go to like WNBA playoff game, NBA season game,
yeah.
and just like make my way through the middle of the country.
Damn, that'd
Um,
take ages. That country's
yeah,
huge.
yeah, I think it's like 6 weeks. You can do it coast to coast.
Far out, 6 weeks. Gosh, that's a holiday and a half.
Yeah, and they got no Nullarbor over there as well.
Yeah.
Um, oh damn, I completely forgot what I was going to say. Arkansas. Where is it? I had so much time to look it up, and I kept telling myself to look it up. But whereabouts are you going exactly geographically?
It's like right next to like Texas, kind of, if that
Yeah,
makes any sense. Like it's like
yeah,
down south. Um, yeah, yeah, that's the best way I can describe it.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
next to Texas, kind of near Mississippi. Yeah.
Mm. Do you know if you'd have any like exhibition games or any trips with Arkansas to Mexico?
Ooh, I don't know. I haven't really discussed that yet with
Mm.
the coaching staff. I don't know.
And that, oh no, I think we even spoke about the team name is the Hogs, and just on the website it says hashtag Go Hogs, which
Yeah, it's like a wild pig. It's like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
so the Razorback. This is what they told me on my visit. The Razorbacks, like you only find them in Arkansas, so it's like really unique. And yeah, it's a wild pig, and they do this like I don't even know what to call it. This I don't know. I'm not even going to try it, but it's this traditional thing they do before people come out of the like the change rooms to warm up. They like go Sul pig or something like that. I don't even know, but um, yeah,
They go what?
it's like
Through
Sul. They go like Sul pig. I don't know. I don't even
Sue.
want to try.
Like the Ronaldo thing.
I don't even know, but
Yeah,
I'll definitely learn about it pretty quick when I'm there.
yeah, you'll be all across it. I'm pretty sure that'll be one of those things you don't need to hear more than once to learn what it
Yeah,
is.
yeah, for sure.
It'll be an absolute trial by fire. Um,
100%.
I had this one question that I thought about today. Just looking around the sort of like sport globally, I guess, but you know, basketball especially has these athletes that are playing into their 40s now. Like Diana Taurasi, I think retired at 42. LJ retired for the fifth or something time at 42. Sue Bird was 41. LeBron is 40, I think, or 39, 40. Anyway, all these people and players are aging out so well. And if you've already started your professional career um, at 18 and you were to double your current age and be 36, you're likely still going to be an active basketball player. Have you
That's
thought about
actually
that? Like
that's
your current
actually
life on
crazy to
top of
think
your
about.
current life.
Yeah, that's actually like wild. Me and Kayla would have jokes about it. Like I was more closer to her daughter's age than her age.
Oh,
Like
no
and her
way.
Pearl's like 3, I think. So
Yeah.
it's just like it's just crazy to think about that they're still playing, which is honestly amazing. And I want to play
Mm,
for as long as I can,
yeah.
as long as my body allows me to. Um, So yeah, I honestly think that's insane that my career can possibly be double my age of what I am now.
Yeah. I think I did like an LJ career retrospective, and she started playing against adults when she was 14, and then she retired when she was 42, which is that means 2/3 of her life she spent as a professional basketballer.
That's actually crazy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, wow,
bonkers. Um,
insane.
do you ever think about your like the different stages of your career? Like, do you think about how you're going to be as a player, like what role you're going to play on a team when you're like mid-20s, 30, mid-30s, or are you just like living in the moment?
Ooh, I don't know. I've never really thought of like what role I'll be playing. I just always want to, I guess like work hard and be known as the teammate that's, a really good teammate,
Mm.
someone who works hard, is willing to put anything on the line to win. And no, I haven't really thought about that before.
Yeah, I
That's a
mean
great question.
that's pretty fair. I mean, yeah, you still got your whole career ahead of you, man. I like getting nostalgic about a basketball career I never had. I'll be like, damn, if only I was 1 foot taller and like 10 times better at basketball. Then the roles would be
So these
reversed.
are good questions. I'm probably gonna walk away and be like just have a full like pondering session to myself and be like, like wonder what I'm gonna look like in a few years. But
Um, some of those Euro seasons I reckon would be really fun. Like I'm currently writing an article on Taylor Simmons and one on Chloe Bibby, and it's just like it gets so lost in you because you're like, oh, there's Aussie basketball player playing country X, but it's like they're also living in Spain. Like that would be awesome. They're living in Germany. That would be so much fun.
yeah,
And like Europe is just the most connected place in the world. Like you can get from one end of Europe to the other in like a 3 hour plane a 3 hour
really,
flight. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And like you go through Ryanair and it's 26 euros, so it's like $40 to get from one side to the other.
that's insane.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness,
yeah, it's crazy. It's like cheaper to fly than it is to take the train. It's just bonkers.
crazy. Yeah,
Yeah,
wow, I didn't even know that.
yeah, and it's just one big party. Um, Baseline Bonnie, thank you so much for joining me on the W Basketball Show. If you have any questions, or sorry, if you have any reflections that you would like to add to the end of this podcast or record another one in 18 years' time, let me know. You've got my contact now. But thank you
Yep.
so much for joining me. This was a bunch of fun to record. Hopefully you start getting well soon, and hopefully I'll see you in action in the NBL one before you head to the States.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. Thank you so much for having me. It's been great.
Yeah, much appreciated.